Kicked out by my family at 16, 30 years later, they are begging for forgiveness. Life isn't always fair. I learned that at a very young age. My mother passed away from breast cancer when I was just 12, and from that moment, it was just me and my dad. Those years were tough, but we made it through. He was the only family I had, and I was all he had left. When I turned 14, everything changed. My dad met someone new, Sarah, and she had 2 kids, Adam, a 15-year-old boy, and Mia, his 13-year-old sister. I wasn't really fond of Adam, but I got along fine with Mia. Still, Adam was trouble. He'd always pick fights with me. My dad would tell me to be patient with Adam, that he was going through his own stuff, but honestly, I was struggling too. I didn't know how to accept these changes in my life. When I was 15, I started dating a girl named Sophie. She was kind, sweet, and we really hit it off. But, of course, Adam had to make things difficult. He didn't like me being with Sophie. He started spreading rumors about me, making it seem like I was disrespecting her. And soon, I found myself labeled the bad guy in every argument. But things went from bad to worse on my 16th birthday. Sophie and I were hanging out when we heard Sarah yelling from my room. We rushed upstairs, and there she was, holding some underwear, Mia's underwear, claiming they had been found in my drawer. I had no idea how they got there. But Adam wasted no time jumping in, claiming he'd caught me staring at Mia and making inappropriate comments about her. Before I could even defend myself, Sophie slapped me, called me a freak, and walked out. My dad rushed in, grabbed me by the arm, and kicked me out of the house. He said he couldn't let his daughter be around a pervert, though those weren't the words he used. I begged, I cried, but it didn't matter. I was 16, with nothing but the clothes on my back. I tried to call my grandparents for help, but my dad had already warned them, and they turned me away. I was left on the streets. The next 2 years were the darkest of my life. I did whatever I had to do to survive. No child should have to go through that. By the time I turned 18, I managed to get a job at a boxing gym in another state. It was a fresh start. Slowly, the anger and pain from my past started to fade, and the physical work of boxing helped me deal with the emotional scars. I wasn't going to become a pro, but it gave me peace. At 18, I met Hannah, a 20-year-old woman who worked at a cafe nearby. We clicked instantly. Despite the age difference, me being 35 at the time, it didn't matter. There was something special about her, something that made everything else seem insignificant. We started dating, and after 2 years, we got married. Hannah was my rock. With her by my side, I went back to school, got my GED, and became a licensed electrician. Our life together was everything I had ever wanted. We had 3 beautiful kids, and I felt like I had finally found the family I'd always longed for. Then, out of nowhere, I received an email from Mia. I hadn't heard from anyone in that family in over 30 years. Her email was long, but the gist of it was clear. They now knew the truth. Adam had been bragging to his friends about how he framed me all those years ago. He made me out to be the villain, and even Sophie had been manipulated into believing the lies. Adam and Sophie had gotten married, and they'd spent years laughing about what had happened to me, hoping I would die on the streets. Mia's email said she was sorry. She admitted they had all been fooled by Adam and his lies, and now they wanted to make amends. They wanted to meet and apologize in person. I didn't know what to think. After all these years, Could I just forgive them? Could I let go of all the pain and betrayal? I talked it over with Hannah. She suggested I respond, at least to express my feelings. But in the end, I chose not to. My life now was full, and I didn't need the toxic people from my past to be a part of it. I had built something real with my own family, and I wasn't going to let them destroy it. So, I wrote back to Mia. I thanked her for the apology, but told her that the scars from the lies and betrayal would never truly heal. The damage they caused had left deep emotional wounds, and I didn't see the point in trying to rebuild a relationship based on so much deceit. I've spent years working through the anger and pain, and I've found peace in my own way. I don't need their forgiveness, and I don't need them in my life. I have everything I need right here with my wife, my kids, and the life we've built.